Good morning, students. In a previous class, we had started with a new chapter, capsule. In that, we have discussed introduction to capsule, advantages, disadvantages, and in detail, we have studied about the hard gelatin capsule. We'll move further with the size of capsule. So, the empty capsules are available in different size. They are numbered accordingly with the capacity of the capsule. So, the capsule size ranges from 000 to number 5. So, the capsule have been named like this in the order 000, 00, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So, here the 5 is the smallest and 000 is the largest. So, you can see here the different volume which can be filled into the capsule and approximate capacity of the ingredients which is to be filled in the capsule. Coming to the formulation of hard gelatin capsule, so here the materials to be filled are diluents. So here the dose of the medicament is enough to fill in a suitable size of the capsule. Some instant one or more diluents are added to bring a medicament up to a desired bulk. So the main aim of using diluents is in order to make the preparation bulk. Some examples of diluents includes lactose, mannitol, sorbitol, starch. Apart from diluents, protective substances are also added. They are also called as sorbents. It is added to physically separate incompatible or eutectic substances. So inert materials are also added to prevent absorption of moisture by a hygroscopic substances. Examples like oxides or carbonates are added of magnesium and calcium. Third material to be filled in a hard gelatin capsule is glidant. So the glidants are necessary when the powders are to be filled by a automated machinery, and it helps to regulate the flow into a capsule bodies. Examples like talcum, stearates can be added as a glidant. Another excipient is anti-dusting powder. In large-scale filling operations, dust is a real problem which is faced, and it causes a serious health hazards for workers if it is untreated. So because of a continuous inhalation, they might be cause a serious health hazards. So therefore the anti-dusting compounds is to be used like edible oils, and excess addition is monitored to avoid cohesion. Next excipient is colorants. So there are some water soluble dyes like ethiosin, erythrocin, indigo carmine, and some insoluble pigments like iron oxide or titanium oxides are also added. Apart from this, some preservatives are added. Of course, these preservatives are used to prevent a microbial growth. Example, methyl and propyl parabens can be added as a preservatives to prevent from the microbial growth. And there are also wetting agents which can be used in a concentration of not more than 0.15% W by W. Coming to the second important point during the formulation of hard gelatin capsule is a selection of an appropriate capsule size for filling. So once the formula of contents of the capsule is developed, weight is determined, and then it is easy to define a most appropriate capsule size. So each capsule size has a defined volume. Knowing the density of the mixture, it is possible to establish a volume which will occupy the weight that must be filled in each capsule. So in case of mixtures, like in case of powders or granules, knowing its tap density, you can determine a suitable capsule size. In case of micro tablets or some pellets, the bulk density is used, which determines the capsule size. So all capsule suppliers provide a capsule size tablet that facilitates the choice of a capsule size. Third important point which is to be considered for the hard gelatin capsules formulation is the filling of hard gelatin capsule. So here hard shells capsules are filled with either powders, it can be filled through beads, granules, and some inert sugar beads can be coated with active ingredient, and coating composition provide a sustained release profile, or it's having a enteric property. So in case of hard gelatin capsule, either solid, semi-solid or liquid can be incorporated in the capsule shell. So the powder formulation require a excipient such as fillers, lubricants and glidants for active ingredient to facilitate the encapsulation. Wetting agents are added when active ingredient is hydrophobic in nature. And disintegrants are also included in powder formulation in order to facilitate the disintegration. And the powder mixtures that tend to liquefy may be dispensed in the hard shell, and so that the adsorbents are used, like magnesium carbonate, colloidal silicon dioxide, etc. And some potent drugs are mixed with the inert diluent before being filled into the capsule. And in case of incompatible drugs, it can be separated by placing a coated pellets or tablets or a soft shell capsule of one drug into a capsule shell before adding a second drug. So next we will be studying about the machine, that is a hand operated capsule filling machine. So you can see here the figure which represents a hand operated capsule filling machine. You can see here the lever. This is a manually operated capsule filling machine. You can see the lever, cam handle, pin plate with a rubber top and a powder bed. So here the procedure says, in the first step you have to first tighten the handle and place a lever on the position. Now the machine is ready for capsule filling, and you have to place the filled loading tray either manually or by the help of a simple loading device. In the second step, you have to put a capsule in such a way that the body is at a lower side and the cap is at a upper side. In the third step, you have to place the filled loading tray over the bed, and in the fourth step, the cam handle is used. Here the cam handle is used to lock body of the capsule at their place while the cap of the capsules are being separated. And the fifth step, the powder tray is placed in the proper position. Place the powder into the surface of the body plate and spread with a spatula for a uniform filling of each bodies, and you have to remove the excess powder on the plate. In the next step, the pin plate is lowered in order to press the filled powder. Again you have to raise the pin plate, remove the powder tray after filling, and in the next step you have to the cap holding tray is then repositioned over the body, and the capsules are rejoined by the manual pressure, and in the last step you have to remove the loading tray and collect the filled capsule. So this was all about the procedure for hand operated capsule filling machine. Apart from this, there are also semi-automatic capsule filling machine. Okay, it combines both manually and automatic methods of capsule filling. It is a simple in operation. So the steps here include, here the cap and the body rings are positioned under a rectifier to receive the empty capsules, and the caps are separated from the body by vacuum, and the body rings is then positioned under foot of the powder hopper for filling the process, and the cap and the body rings are rejoined and positioned in front of the pins. So pins are used to eject the closed capsule. So it is a semi-automatic capsule filling machine. There are also automatic capsule filling machine. It is called as a dosator capsule filling machine. So in dosator machine, it is having a two segment. You are having a powder bed on one side, and on opposite side you are having an empty capsule body. When dosing block goes down, the dosator penetrates through the bed of the powder and it fills the cavity at the tip of the dosator. After this, piston compresses the powder, forming a slug, and the dosator system moves up. It then rotates in the opposite direction. The powder moves over the section with the capsule body, while empty dosator moves above the powder bed. So as the dosator blocks moves down, the second segment penetrates the powder to be filled, while the second segment ejects the capsule to the empty capsule. So all this process takes place concurrently. It is a continuous process, and the machine may have output rate of 1,80,000 capsules per hour. So this is about the filling of hard gelatin capsule. So you can either use automatic machine, semi-automatic machine, or a hand operated machine for the preparation of or for the production of capsules. Coming to the next point, while manufacturing a hard gelatin capsule is a finishing of capsule. So it is also another important step. After completing the filling process, polishing is very much essential. There are different processes which are applied. Say for example, pan coating. Acela coating machine, coating pan is used for this process. So it consists of a polyurethane or a cloth liner, which is mainly used to eliminate the dust and to give a shine. For that, pan polishing is done. Apart from this, they are having salt polishing. Here the capsules are rotated in coating pan type device along with a sodium chloride granule. So here salt polishing means here the salt used is sodium chloride salt. Capsules and granules are separated by screening, and this helps to remove othering material from the surface of the granules, and it should be carried out before imprinting. Next is cloth dusting. You can also use this method for polishing. So in this process, individual capsules are rubbed with cloth which may or may not contain inert oil. So it removes some remaining materials, and imparts a improved gloss. Next, another method is brushing. So you can also brush. Capsules are projected under a soft rotating brushes which removes the remaining dust, and the vacuum is employed to remove the dust. So this was all about hard gelatin capsule. So we'll move on to the next part, that is soft gelatin capsule. So they are also known as soft gels. They are produced from a single piece of gelatin. They do not have cap or a body. It is a single unit. Soft gelatin capsule is a solid capsule which is having a outer shell surrounding a liquid or a semi-solid at a center, that is inner fill. Soft gelatin capsule comes in various shapes like spherical, elliptical, oblong, special tube shape, etc. And a capsule shape and capacity. If you see the spherical shape of capsule, its capacity is approximately 0.05 to 5 ml. Same way, different shape of capsule is having a different capacity. Coming to the advantages of soft gels, they are easy to swallow. Okay, soft gels are tasteless. They are unit dose delivery and are tamper proof. They are available in variety of color, shape and size, and they used to incorporate a wide variety of compounds like semi-solids, liquids, paste or a gel. So apart from solid ingredient, other type of dosage form like semi-solids, liquids, paste, gels can be incorporated in the soft gelatin capsule. And the low melting point drugs can be easily incorporated in the soft gelatin capsule. So these are and apart from this, the soft gelatin capsules are specially important to contain a volatile drug substances or drug materials which are susceptible to deterioration in presence of air. And the bioavailability gets enhanced when the drug is delivered in the solution form. So these are some of the advantages of soft gelatin capsule. Coming to the disadvantages, it needs a special type of manufacturing equipment. It is not suitable for a highly water soluble compounds, and it is also not suitable for compounds which are susceptible to hydrolysis. Compatibility problem of excipients with the gelatin is common in case of soft gelatin capsule. So these are some of the advantages and disadvantages of soft gelatin capsule. Coming to the nature of capsule shell. So we will discuss about the nature of capsule shell. Here the capsule shells are composed of gelatin, plasticizers, waters, preservatives, opacifier, coloring agents, active ingredients, flavors and sugars. Coming to the first point, that is a gelatin. So here the gelatin's gel strength, it should have a, if you consider a gel strength, it should have a bloom strength of 150 to 200 depending on the type of gelatin we will be using. Coming to the viscosity part, soft gelatin's viscosity, it should have 2.8 to 4.5 millipascals, and it should be having a well defined particle size which permits a fast dissolution and dissolution of a molten and dereaction of a molten mass even at a high gelatin concentration. Second point, that is plasticizers. These are added to make a shell elastic and malleable. It also minimizes brittleness and cracking. If you use the plasticizers, the brittleness and cracking is prevented. Example, some glycerins or sorbitols can be used. And soft gel made with a sorbitol special have been proven to withstand a high pressure of viscous or a semi-solid fill preparations without any deformations. Glycerin is widely used with an oil-based fills in case of plasticizers. So here if you consider a plasticizers and gelatin ratio, for a soft gelatin capsule, plasticizers is to gelatin ratio is 0.8 to 1, whereas in hard gelatin capsule it is 0.4 to 1. So third ingredient is water. Demineralized water is used as a solvent, and the ratio by weight of water to dry gelatin varies from 0.7 to 1.3 is to 1, that is a gelatin, depending on the viscosity of the gelatin used. Coming to the preservatives, so they are also added in the concentration of 0.2%, like methyl or propyl parabens can be added. And some colorants like water soluble dyes, certified lakes and pigments, different types of colorants can be used in the preparation of soft gelatin capsule. And also opacifying agents are used, with an example is titanium oxide with a concentration of 0.2 to 1.2%. And some flavoring agents are used with a concentration of 0.1 to 0.1 to 2%. Example, ethyl vanillin. Coming to the nature of a capsule content. Okay, the contents include either liquids, miscible liquids, solution of solid or suspension of solid in liquid. So all the liquid, solution or suspension should be homogeneous and it should be air free for capsulation. So the sealing temperature of gelatin film ranges from 37 degree to 40 degree Celsius. So the preparation of encapsulation should have a pH 2.5 and 7.5. Acidic preparation causes a hydrolysis or a leakage of gelatin shell, whereas the basic preparation causes a tan to a gelatin. So thus these type of conditions affects the solubility of the shell. So therefore the water miscible and the volatile liquids cannot be included as a major constituent of a capsule content, and sometimes the solids are filled into a soft capsule. Either it must be in the solution form or in the suspension form. So solids can't be incorporated in the soft gelatin capsule. Solution is easily encapsulated, and the solutions that are not soluble in the solvent system are encapsulated as a suspension. So these are some of the points which is to be considered in the nature of the capsule.